Hi guys, it's Chill Mom Livin'. Welcome back to my channel. So by the title you can tell that I'm going to be talking about my labor and delivery story. So thank you for coming back once again. If you're new, if you like this video, please subscribe and like and leave a comment maybe of what you want to know. Anyway, I'll get right into the video. So my labor and delivery story is a little crazy but a little fun, you know. So I would say 3 or 4 days before I went into labor, I had like a false labor scare because I was having, I guess, Braxton Hicks or contractions, tiny little contractions over and over again. Like they were coming like every 4 to 5 minutes and they were about a minute long. And they were just like minor cramps. They weren't like anything serious, but they were like starting to get a little bit more intense, I would say, but I still wasn't sure, you know. My belly would get hard and everything, but it wasn't like so intense. Like I didn't think I was gonna have the baby that day. But anyway, but they kept coming for like an hour to 2 hours, so I called my doctor. She told me to go in just in case, and I was leaking like some fluid, so that was like kind of weird too. So I thought it could have been like amniotic fluid, which is what I did not want. So so I went to the hospital and they took forever because they had the swab for an amniotic fluid or whatever, and I was just waiting for like a good 2 hours for that, and I was like, oh my god, am I in labor? I'm gonna have this baby today? I was like freaking out, you know. And finally they came back, they're like, it's not amniotic fluid and your contractions aren't strong enough to go into labor, so you can just go home. And I was like, okay. And as like they told me I could go home, they were kind of getting worse, so I was like, it was annoying. It was like 3 a.m. in the morning. Finally ended up going home, and then they gave me like something to sleep with, so I took that, and as soon as I took that, the fake contractions went away. So for the next like few days they were going on and off, so I was trying to get myself into labor basically. And there's a few things that I did to do that during those 3 days. I was taking a lot of this like lemon herbal tea or something like that. I just like did a lot of research to see what I could do to get into labor full blown, because I was only in the early stages, which was annoying because like it was a little painful and annoying, you know. And anyway, so basically, my mom was visiting me and she's like, you're gonna have this baby this weekend. And I was like, okay. And we were walking around trying to get it going, but eventually Sunday came and we ended up going to this festival, and it was my mom's last day to spend the week with me or whatever. So she was kind of feeling a little bit bummed. So we went to this like fairy festival. We were walking around and I was like dying because I was like big and everything, and it was hot. Let me tell you, it was the ending of April in Florida. So basically I'm walking around for like a good 2 hours, and then apparently eggplant parmesan would put you into labor. So I just had Italian, hoping maybe that could do something. So nothing was really going on. Like my contractions had basically disappeared. So I was like, dang it, I'm not gonna have this baby when my mom's here to visit me and whatnot. So that sucked. But anyway, ended up going home and just chilling out for a little bit. I think I took a nap or something. And then I got up and I blew up this yoga ball. I started bouncing on that yoga ball. I was like, let's go. Let's get these contractions going. I'm ready to have this baby. I was so excited. I wanted to meet my daughter so bad. But anyway, I was waiting for some contraction, something. So we ended up going to like my apartment gym, and I started doing like squats and just trying to, get this baby out. Maybe gravity could work with me. And so eventually I was just like giving up. Nothing was working. No contractions. Barely any contraction. I was getting like Braxton Hicks. Nothing painful though, just tightening. So then I ended up I ended up waiting for a little bit, and then I did research on castor oil. Always speak with your doctor first before taking anything. Make sure that they're okay with it. I spoke with my doctor, and she didn't really care. She said it's okay. I've heard that it doesn't work. I've heard that it works. So my mom's taken it, and my grandma took it. So I was like, why shouldn't I? So basically, I made like this orange juice castor oil concoction, and let me tell you, it's disgusting. Castor oil tastes like a crayon. That's what it tastes like to me. At least when I was pregnant, that's what it tasted like, and it was disgusting. But let me tell you, castor oil, let me tell you a little about it. It's a laxative. So, in the middle of the night, it was like 2 a.m., and I was having some stomach problems because the laxative was working, let me tell you. So I got up and I had to go use the bathroom. I'm not going to get too graphic here, but as soon as I used the bathroom and I got up after, all my water broke. My water broke. It came pouring down my leg. It was just coming out. It's like I was peeing. I was like, I'm not peeing, so that was my water. And I was like, oh my god. And then as soon as my water broke, contraction. Really strong contraction. And let me tell you, it was crazy. It was crazy how fast that they were coming. And I couldn't believe it was happening because, like, my doctor said, go in right away if your water breaks. And I just couldn't believe that my water broke. And I was so excited. And I'm getting, like, a little emotional about it. It's crazy. But anyway, I'm, like, reliving this whole moment. And, so basically, what I did to prepare for it, I had my hospital bag ready, had, like, change of clothes, like, toothpaste, deodorant, all that stuff. In her little outfits. I couldn't wait. And then I ended up putting some eyelashes on because I wanted to look halfway decent for giving birth, even though my grandma thought I was crazy for putting some eyelashes on. I was like during the contraction, I was like, oh my god. I was like in so much pain. But during like the break, I was fine. I was like, okay, eyelash, there we go. Basically, after I got done getting ready, I got my mom and we ended up going to the hospital. Yeah, my boyfriend at the time was there with me, and he drove me. And let me tell you, the car ride, the contractions were already like kind of crazy. So I ended up like holding on to the sides of my car, and I was like squeezing. I was like, oh my god, trying to breathe through it. It was so hard. So hard to breathe through contractions. But I did it. Anyway, so we ended up finally getting to the hospital. I was actually kind of crying because like they were hurting really bad, and ended up being wheelchaired into the hospital. And they had like, there's like the room they put you in before you go into your actual room that you're going to be delivering the baby. And they wanted to check how dilated I was. And they checked, and I was 4 centimeters dilated. And I was so shocked. I was like, 4 centimeters? Like that false labor, I forgot to tell you, whenever I had the false labor coming, I was only a centimeter dilated. And like a week before that, I was a ½ centimeter dilated. So when I heard 4 centimeters, I was blown. And that was really crazy to me. And I was really happy to hear that because I knew I was having this baby and it was not false anymore. And yeah, I knew it wasn't false because those contractions were intense. And my goal was to have a natural labor. So eventually, like an hour later, it's like I think it was like 4 in the morning, 4:30 by then, or something like that. And I ended up getting transferred to the room. And they're like, "Do you want anything for pain?" And I was like, "Nitrous oxide. I want that laughing gas right now." I was having a horrible time. And um, let's see. Uh, After I had the nitrous oxide, it definitely helped because like I could finally like breathe through the contractions because I would breathe the nitrous oxide. Like it was just a routine kind of thing. And they ended up checking me again, and it only been like an hour and a half, and I was already 6 centimeters dilated, which is crazy because like I was dilating like that, and it was just coming back to back. And like for a little bit, like the laughing gas, I was getting a little loopy, and like I had this stuffed animal, and I was like yelling at it. It was weird. It was so funny, but I loved every part of it. Even the pain was terrible. Like I loved it. And my nurse was like, "Do you want to listen to any music to relax you, distract you from all this pain?" So I put on some Beyonce, and I started dancing to some Beyonce. And I'm gonna show you a clip right now of me dancing to Beyonce, trying to get this baby out of me. And I was standing up. I could not sit down because that hurt even worse. But here's this clip. As you can tell, that I was starting to get in a little bit of pain. Like I was moaning and groaning, and I couldn't help it. Sorry about the crappy quality, but it's okay, right? And then yeah, it was just getting like from there on, like I could feel her like coming down. Like I was like, I can feel her head. Like it's getting really close, and they're like, seriously, like they're like, you really, and they lost a heartbeat for a second, like obviously just for a second. And I was like, she's right there. And like I pointed to her, I was like right there, and she put the monitor there or whatever it was, and literally they found the heart right away. I knew exactly where she was. I knew she was coming out very soon. And eventually I was like, I gotta lay down. I gotta lay down. She's coming. I started screaming. I was screaming. And then my mom came and she's like, "Do you need anything for pain?" And I was like, "Please." I was like, "I can't take this no more. I'll take Stadol. Please, I want Stadol." And they're like, "Okay, we gotta check you first. We gotta make sure you're not like close to giving birth." And I was like, "Okay." They checked me. They're like, "You're 9.5 centimeters. You're about to have this baby." And I was like, "Thank God." But at the same time, I was screaming because like, ow, intense contractions. Like I did not expect all of that pain. And you know, I'm like screaming, "I can't do this." Like, can't do this. Like, yeah, you can, Zoe. You have to do this. Like, you have to give this baby into the world right now. And all of a sudden, I was like, she is coming. I was like, I wasn't even pushing. Like, she was coming out. She's like, I, so basically, they're like, "Stop pushing." And I was like, "I can't." I was like, "How are you going to tell me to stop pushing when I'm not pushing? She is on her way out all by herself." And she like did this technique where I like, so I had to do that, and like that would help me from like not push. Like I was involuntarily not pushing. So I couldn't help it, and the doctor wasn't in there. So finally the doctor arrives, and after 2 contractions, my baby girl was here. And let me tell you, that is the best feeling in the world. Like, when I saw her head, like, I almost didn't open my eyes to see her head come out, but when I saw her head come out, she was like, she was already crying. She wasn't even all fully out, but she was already crying, and uh, just that relief was like the best moment in the whole entire world. And as soon as I saw my baby girl, like, everything was just so much better. And like, she was just crying, and I was so happy to hear her crying, and everyone was just all calm now. And then like, whenever the body and the placenta, like, that was easy to get out. Like, the head though, ring of fire, girls, ring of fire. But after that, like, it was the best moment. I'll insert one clip and a couple pictures right now.
I don't know.
Okay. But yeah, that was the best feeling in the world, and I was so happy, and I'm so glad she's here. And I can't I can't like tell you what it feels like. Every mom knows what it feels like. But once you have that baby, like your baby girl, your baby boy in your arms, everything is so much better. Everything falls right into place. But that is my labor and delivery story. Tell me how you liked it. Comment below about maybe your labor and delivery story if you are a mama. And if you are about to give birth, tell me how excited you are. If you liked this video, please like it, subscribe if you're new, and I really hope you liked it, and I will talk to you guys soon.